The door clicked open. Valerie Jackson stumbled into Suite 2150, dragging her suitcase behind her, and froze. A tall man in an expensive suit stared back at her, his video call still active on 3 monitors behind him. Financial charts and confidential data filled the screens. His face transformed from confusion to alarm in an instant. "Who are you? How did you get in here?" His voice cut through the silence, sharp and demanding. Valerie's exhaustion vanished, replaced by pure shock. Her keycard, the one the front desk had just given her, was still in her hand. This is my room," she stammered, her heart pounding. 2150. The receptionist just. "This is my room," he interrupted, stepping forward. "And you've just walked into a private meeting worth billions." On the monitors, executives in suits watched the confrontation unfold in real time. Dominic, CEO of Avalon Interactive, gaming industry titan, worth nearly $5 billion, reached for his phone, never taking his eyes off the disheveled woman in his doorway. The next 30 seconds would change both their lives forever. "Security? Yes, I need someone at Suite 2150 immediately." Have you ever walked into a situation that completely altered your life's path? What if one wrong door could lead to the career breakthrough you've been waiting for? Stay with us to discover how an embarrassing hotel mix-up transformed into a multi-million-dollar partnership that nobody saw coming. 28-year-old Valerie Jackson wasn't supposed to be checking into a Boston hotel with the last $200 in her bank account. 5 years earlier, she had graduated at the top of her computer science class, her portfolio already showcasing innovations that professors called revolutionary. Her path seemed clear. She would transform the gaming industry with her unique vision. Reality had other plans. Growing up in Detroit, Valerie discovered coding through a community center program when she was just 11. While other kids played games, she was fascinated by how they worked, taking them apart line by line, rebuilding them, making them better. Her single mother worked double shifts to keep their lights on, but couldn't afford a computer. Valerie stayed at the center until closing time every day, maximizing every second on those outdated machines. "The kids called me the code girl," Valerie once told an interviewer. "I didn't mind. I was creating worlds while they were just visiting them." Despite her obvious talent, her career became a case study in bad timing and worse luck. Her first job at a promising indie studio ended when their funding collapsed 6 months in. No severance, no warning, just an awkward company meeting and cardboard boxes. Her second position disappeared during a corporate acquisition, her entire division deemed redundant, despite creating award-winning content. The third blow hit hardest. After contributing key innovations to a blockbuster game, contract loopholes left her uncredited and uncompensated, while executives collected bonuses for breakthrough design. 3 strikes, 3 empty promises, 3 gaps on a resume that looked increasingly suspicious to hiring managers. "We love your portfolio, but your employment history concerns us," became a familiar rejection. Nobody asked why the gaps existed, they just assumed the worst. The Boston interview was her last shot. A mid-tier mobile gaming company, not her dream job, but they'd at least responded to her application. She'd spent her remaining funds on the flight and 2 nights at the Harborview Hotel, the cheapest option within walking distance of their office. Her flight had been delayed twice. The red-eye from Seattle had become a morning arrival, leaving her just hours before her interview. 36 hours without real sleep. Eyes burning. Head pounding. The Harborview lobby buzzed with activity, a gaming conference and celebrity wedding creating chaos. The receptionist looked nearly as exhausted as Valerie felt, juggling phone calls while struggling with a new computer system. "Room for Jackson," Valerie mumbled, sliding her ID across the counter. The distracted receptionist glanced at the screen, grabbed a key card, and pushed it toward her. "Suite 2150. Elevators to your right." Valerie didn't notice the suite number didn't match her economy booking. She just wanted a shower and bed before her final chance at salvation. Little did she know, fate had just handed her the wrong key and an unexpected opportunity. The Harborview Hotel was in beautiful chaos that April morning. Two major events collided in its gleaming lobby. A prestigious gaming industry conference had taken over the convention halls, while a celebrity wedding monopolized the grand ballroom. Staff rushed between demanding guests, their practiced smiles hiding exhaustion. Behind the front desk, a new digital check-in system had been implemented just 3 days earlier. The receptionist who handed Valerie her key had been on shift for 11 hours straight, her training on the temperamental software incomplete at best. Room 2015, a standard economy single on the 20th floor, had been reserved for Valerie Jackson. Suite 2150, a luxury executive accommodation on the 21st floor with panoramic harbor views, belonged to Dominic, CEO of Avalon Interactive. One transposed number, two drastically different worlds about to intersect. Valerie dragged herself and her weathered suitcase into the elevator, her mind already rehearsing answers for tomorrow's interview. The doors opened on the 21st floor. She followed the signs, too tired to notice she was in a section marked Executive Suites. Meanwhile, in Suite 2150, Dominic was orchestrating the biggest acquisition in his company's history. At 42, he had built Avalon Interactive from nothing into a $5 billion gaming empire. Unlike many executives who inherited wealth or connections, Dominic started coding games at 12 on his family's computer in Rochester, New York. He dropped out of community college, launched his company during the 2008 financial crisis with $50,000 borrowed from family, and created Shadowrealm, the breakthrough RPG that put Avalon on the map. Now his company employed over 800 people across 3 studios. On his suite's 3 monitors, Avalon's executive team waited as Dominic outlined the final details of their latest acquisition, a smaller studio with technology that would accelerate their secretive next-generation project. This purchase secures our competitive advantage for the next 5 years, Dominic explained, gesturing to confidential market projections. Once we integrate their rendering engine with our... The sound of a key card in the door stopped him mid-sentence. Dominic had placed the Do Not Disturb sign outside. He'd explicitly instructed hotel staff that no housekeeping was to enter during his calls. His irritation turned to confusion as the door swung open. On one side, a billionaire CEO mid-negotiation, documents worth millions displayed openly behind him. On the other, an exhausted young developer with the wrong key card, about to accidentally walk into the opportunity of a lifetime. The digital lock beeped green. The door opened. 2 worlds collided. Have you ever been in the wrong place at exactly the right time? When an accident led to something amazing. Comment below about a mistake that unexpectedly benefited you. And hit that like button if you believe sometimes the best opportunities come from the most awkward situations. Time suspended as Valerie and Dominic stared at each other, the executive team watching silently from the monitors. The suite, twice the size of her apartment, gleamed with luxury, a stark contrast to the budget room she had expected. I'm sorry, Valerie stuttered, backing toward the door. There must be some mistake. Dominic moved swiftly, positioning himself between her and the exit. His voice remained controlled but ice-cold. How did you get a key to my room? Who sent you? The implication hit Valerie instantly. In an industry plagued by corporate espionage and leaked projects, she had just walked into a confidential meeting with access she shouldn't have. Nobody sent me. I just checked in. The receptionist gave me this key. She held up the card with trembling fingers. I thought this was my room, 2150. Dominic's eyes narrowed. Show me your ID. Now. The executives on the call watched the confrontation unfold, one of them typing furiously, likely alerting security. Valerie fumbled with her wallet, face burning with humiliation as she produced her driver's license. I'm just here for a job interview tomorrow. With Quantum Games, I'm a developer. Please, check with the front desk. Dominic studied her ID, then reached for the hotel phone, never taking his eyes off her. He punched in the front desk number. This is suite 2150. I have a woman who entered my room with a key card. Yes, hold on. He glanced at the ID again. Valerie Jackson, yes, I'll wait. The silence stretched painfully as they waited, Valerie fighting tears of exhaustion and embarrassment. I see, Dominic finally said into the phone. Well, that's unacceptable. Send someone up immediately with the correct key to her actual room. He hung up and sighed. They transposed the numbers. Your room is 2015, not 2150. They're sending up the correct key and a manager. Relief flooded through Valerie. I'm so sorry for interrupting your meeting. Mistakes happen, Dominic replied curtly, already turning back to his monitors. Good luck with your interview. But what happened next shocked everyone involved, including Dominic himself. After the hotel mix-up, Valerie finally reached her actual room, a basic single with a tiny window overlooking an air conditioning unit. Meanwhile, Dominic returned to his call, apologizing for the interruption. But once the meeting ended, curiosity got the better of him. Who was that woman? He wondered aloud. Their paths to the gaming industry couldn't have been more different. Dominic grew up middle class, with parents who bought him his first computer. When he dropped out of college to start Avalon Interactive, family loans provided his seed money. His natural talent combined with accessible opportunities created his success. For Valerie, each step required twice the effort, no family connections, no financial safety net, no second chances when companies folded. The gaming industry talked about meritocracy, while its doors remained locked to outsiders without the right background or connections. Dominic opened his laptop and searched for Valerie Jackson, game developer. Her professional portfolio appeared immediately. Interesting, he murmured, scrolling through her projects. He clicked on videos showcasing her work, particularly an independent game called Perceptual that featured innovative adaptive AI responses. The mechanics looked familiar, remarkably similar to concepts his team had been struggling with for months on their secret project Nexus. Dominic spent hours examining her code samples and technical explanations. The sophisticated solutions she'd created with limited resources impressed him. She'd built with precision what his team of experts had only theorized. She coded this alone, he asked himself, studying a particularly elegant algorithm. As dawn approached, Dominic made a decision that would alter both their futures. He picked up his phone and called Andrea Torres, head of talent acquisition. Andrea, there's a developer in Boston I want you to contact. Valerie Jackson. She's interviewing with Quantum Games today, but I want her at Avalon. Specifically, I want her on Project Nexus. Project Nexus? Andrea sounded shocked. That's our most confidential development. Are you sure about this? More sure than I've been about any hire this year. Get her into our office today, after her quantum interview. And Andrea? Don't mention our unusual introduction. As Valerie prepared for her interview, unaware of the forces now in motion, Dominic reviewed the dossier his team had compiled overnight. Her talent had been overlooked for years, her innovations credited to others, her potential squandered by an industry that valued connections over ability. That was about to change. The gaming industry is worth billions, but success stories like these are rare. Like this video if you believe talent should matter more than connections. And subscribe to hear how this unexpected encounter transforms into an opportunity worth millions. Valerie's interview with Quantum Games concluded with a lukewarm offer, entry-level position, minimal creative input, and compensation barely covering her student loans. As she left the building, her phone rang. Miss Jackson, this is Andrea Torres from Avalon Interactive. Our CEO would like to meet with you this afternoon. Can you come to our Boston office at 3 p.m.? Valerie nearly dropped her phone. Avalon Interactive industry titan, creator of Shadow Realm and dozens of award-winning titles, wanted to meet her. How did they even know she was in Boston? There must be some mistake, she replied. I haven't applied to Avalon. No mistake, Andrea assured her. Your work caught our attention. A car will pick you up at your hotel in 1 hour. Confusion clouded Valerie's thoughts as a sleek company car delivered her to Avalon's gleaming headquarters. Andrea escorted her to a conference room where several executives sat reviewing documents. The door opened. Valerie's breath caught. It was him, the man from the hotel suite. Their eyes met with mutual recognition, his expression unreadable as the executives watched with curiosity. Ms. Jackson, welcome to Avalon Interactive. I'm Dominic, CEO. Please have a seat. The interview proceeded professionally, questions focused exclusively on her technical expertise and creative vision. No mention of their early morning encounter. Just as Valerie began to wonder if he even remembered, the executives were dismissed, leaving them alone. I believe we should acknowledge our unusual introduction, Dominic said, his tone softening slightly. But that's not why you're here. After our encounter, I looked into your work. Your perceptual project caught my attention. He touched a screen on the table, bringing up detailed schematics. This is Project Nexus, our most confidential development. The adaptive algorithms you created independently are exactly what we've been trying to achieve. Valerie stared at the schematics in disbelief. I'm not offering you a standard position, Ms. Jackson. I want you to lead creative direction on Project Nexus. Full creative authority, executive compensation, and equity options. The offer would make her an instant millionaire if the project succeeded, a meteoric leap from the position she'd just interviewed for. Why me? She managed to ask. Because sometimes talent walks through the wrong door at exactly the right moment. But accepting his offer would lead to challenges she never imagined. Valerie's first day at Avalon Interactive began with whispers. Her corner office, larger than most senior developers, sparked immediate speculation. How had an unknown developer with a spotty resume secured leadership of their most confidential project? Must be nice having connections, one veteran programmer muttered as she passed in the hallway. The rumors spread rapidly. Some suggested family ties to investors. Others implied a romantic connection to Dominic. None considered her talent might be the sole reason. Dominic's behavior only fueled the speculation. While he'd championed her hiring, he now maintained rigid professional distance, addressing her formally in meetings, communicating primarily through emails copied to multiple team members, documenting every interaction with meticulous detail. He treats me like I'm radioactive, Valerie confided to Andrea, the only colleague who'd shown genuine friendliness. I understand maintaining professionalism, but this feels extreme. Andrea sighed. He's protecting you both from the rumors. Unfortunately, it's making them worse. The development team's resistance manifested as passive sabotage, missed deadlines, withheld information, technical oversights that undermined Valerie's direction. Each morning, she steeled herself for another day of proving her worth to people determined to see her fail. 3 weeks into her role, the situation reached breaking point during the quarterly design review. 50 staff members watched as Valerie presented her vision for Project Nexus, now officially named Cognitive Horizon. The adaptive AI system will learn from player behavior, creating truly personalized gameplay experiences that, with all due respect, interrupted Thomas Wells, a senior developer, this approach doubles our development timeline. It's technically unfeasible with our current resources. I've outlined the technical approach in the documentation, Valerie countered. It's ambitious but achievable. Documentation anyone could have written, Thomas continued, but executing it requires experience you simply don't have. You're clearly overreaching your qualifications. The room fell silent. Even Thomas seemed surprised by his boldness. Valerie opened her mouth to defend herself when Dominic spoke from the back of the room, where he'd been quietly observing. I've remained intentionally hands-off on this project because I trust Ms. Jackson's vision, he stated firmly. Her qualifications are evident in her work, not her tenure. If anyone can't see that, perhaps they should reconsider whether Avalon is the right place for them. The room tensed. Dominic had just effectively told a senior developer to get on board or get out. The prototype Ms. Jackson developed independently outperforms our current system by every metric. I've reviewed the documentation personally, and her approach is not only feasible but essential to our competitive advantage. He walked to the front of the room, standing beside Valerie. This project continues as directed. Any questions should be addressed directly to me. What happened over the next 18 months transformed not just their careers, but an entire industry. After Dominic's public endorsement, the Cognitive Horizon project gained unstoppable momentum. The team that once resisted Valerie's leadership now embraced her vision, watching in amazement as her concepts materialized into groundbreaking gameplay mechanics. The AI doesn't just respond to players, it anticipates them, Valerie explained during a development showcase. Every decision shapes not just the current game, but how the system interacts with you in the future. What technical experts had deemed impossible, Valerie's team achieved in months rather than years. Her algorithm revolutionized how game environments adapted to player behavior, creating uniquely personalized experiences that felt almost intuitive. Dominic observed her leadership style with growing admiration. While he built Avalon through calculated business strategies, Valerie inspired through genuine passion for the craft. Their complementary approaches created a powerful synergy. Their professional interactions evolved from cautious formality to mutual respect. Weekly project reviews became collaborative strategy sessions where ideas flowed freely. What if we applied the adaptive system to character development? Dominic suggested during one late-night meeting. I was thinking the exact same thing. Valerie responded, already sketching the concept. We could integrate emotional response patterns that evolve based on player choices. When Cognitive Horizon launched 18 months later, the industry was unprepared for its impact. Critics called it gaming's quantum leap forward and the first truly next-generation experience. First-year sales surpassed $300 million, creating a new intellectual property that became Avalon's crown jewel. More importantly, it established new standards for what games could achieve, all stemming from concepts Valerie had developed alone in her apartment during unemployment. The success transformed both their professional lives. Dominic's company value doubled. Valerie's innovation earned her industry-wide recognition that no one could attribute to connections or luck. All because of a mistaken hotel key. Subscribe now to hear more extraordinary success stories that prove life's biggest opportunities often come disguised as mistakes. Hit that notification bell to learn how talent and determination can transform unexpected moments into million-dollar breakthroughs. The Game Awards 2024 glittered with industry elite. Camera flashes illuminated the audience as the announcer's voice echoed through the venue. And the winner for innovation in game design goes to Cognitive Horizon by Avalon Interactive. The crowd erupted in applause as Valerie rose from her seat, momentarily stunned. Dominic, seated nearby, nodded encouragingly as she made her way to the stage. Under the spotlight, trophy in hand, Valerie paused, remembering the exhausted woman who had walked into the wrong hotel room just 2 years earlier. Sometimes being in the wrong place at exactly the right time changes everything, she began, her voice steady. This game exists because a tired receptionist, a new hotel computer system, and a CEO willing to look past an awkward first meeting saw potential where others had not. The audience laughed, now familiar with the story that had become gaming industry legend. Talent isn't always discovered in traditional ways. Innovation doesn't always follow a predictable path. Sometimes it walks through the wrong door at 3 a.m. She glanced at Dominic, their journey from awkward strangers to mutual respect visible in that simple exchange. Today, Valerie serves as Avalon Interactive's Chief Creative Officer, overseeing creative direction across all studios. Her journey from struggling developer to executive leadership represents not just personal triumph, but industry evolution. Dominic remains CEO but has stepped back from daily operations to focus on industry education initiatives, founding a non-profit providing technology training to underserved communities. Inspired by Valerie's early experiences with community programming, their professional partnership reshaped not just their own careers, but how talent is recognized throughout the industry. Avalon now runs one of gaming's most innovative recruitment programs, seeking unconventional talents from diverse backgrounds. Great ideas can come from anywhere, Dominic often says at industry events. The key is creating opportunities for them to be heard. Their story resonates because it reflects the unpredictable nature of opportunity. In a world increasingly driven by algorithms and planned interactions, human errors sometimes create possibilities that perfect systems never could. For aspiring creators everywhere, it offers a powerful reminder. Sometimes the most significant breakthroughs arrive when we least expect them, and sometimes through the wrong door. The story of Valerie and Dominic captures the essence of American opportunity, where talent meets chance and determination overcomes barriers. Their journey from an awkward hotel encounter to industry-changing partnership reminds us that success rarely follows a straight line. In today's world where algorithms and planned pathways dominate our thinking, this story proves that human moments, even mistakes, often create possibilities that perfect systems never could. The hotel's computer error created an intersection of lives that no career algorithm would have matched. For every person working toward their dream, stay prepared for opportunity in unexpected places. Keep developing your skills even when recognition seems distant. Your breakthrough might arrive through the wrong door, at the wrong time in the wrong room, but with the right person noticing your potential. The gaming industry changed forever because a hotel receptionist typed one wrong number. What mistake might lead to your breakthrough moment? If this story inspired you, hit that subscribe button and notification bell right now to never miss our extraordinary real-life stories that prove success often begins with unexpected moments. Your next breakthrough might be just one video away.